Right. So I assume even though you love bioregulators, you still love all the other peptides, right?
You definitely use them differently and for different reasons. From a longevity perspective, I lean towards the bioregulators. But if somebody's going to come to me and say, look, Nat, I strained a muscle, or I've hurt my back, or I've got this problem like a musculoskeletal, or my gut is a mess kind of thing. I'm not going to look to the muscle bioregulator to fix that. I'm going to look towards, something like a BPC 157 and the thymosin beta 4. Like, you're going to move towards those peptides that have more of an immediate kind of signaling effect for the body to repair.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they kind of have, you're kind of using them in different ways, and they're for different purposes.
Yeah. So I'm curious about, using any of these, either bioregulated peptides or just other peptides. There can still be potential side effects, right?
Yeah. So I would say more so on the other peptides than the bioregulators. The only things I've seen happen on bioregulators on occasion is, and it's kind of interesting, is, for example, I've seen women who are postmenopausal. They'll use endolutin, like the Epidolon, and sometimes they'll get a little bit of breakthrough bleeding, which you could call a side effect, right? But that's the closest thing I've seen to a side effect. Sometimes if people are very sensitive, it may be too much for them at first. Definitely with Epidolon, like, people see that their sleep gets better, their sleep cycling improves, their deep sleep improves. On the BPC 157, thymosin beta 4, CJC ipamorelin, and that side of the world, I see a lot more side effects. I see, and still not that many by comparison, but I will see people like BPC 157. There's actually now a Facebook group of people who have a really negative reaction to it, in that it drives their anxiety.
Wow. Okay.
Which is weird, right? Because what we're taught is that BPC 157 balances the dopaminergic, serotonergic, and GABAergic centers in the brain. And yet for this little population of people, it does anything but. It makes them nutty.